Welcome to Oak Tree Stories, timeless tales rooted in India. Here you'll find gentle, thoughtful tales drawn from our rich storytelling traditions, from ancient fables and folklore to heartwarming slices of modern Indian life. Each story is carefully chosen and lovingly crafted to be age appropriate and calming, with just a touch of wonder. So come, get cozy, and let the story begin. Hi, I'm Shalini, your storyteller. Before we begin today's story, it's time for this week's special artist shout out. This one comes from my daughter Kiara, who is almost 7 years old and lives in Mumbai. She eagerly waits for Mondays because that's when a new Oak Tree Stories episode comes out. And this week, she has made us a wonderful drawing inspired by our story, The Old Woman and the Runaway Pumpkin. In her picture, you can see the old woman sitting safely inside the pumpkin, rolling along the road, while the fox, the tiger, and the wolf run alongside it. It's such a fun moment from the story, and Kiara has captured it beautifully. Thank you so much for drawing this for us, Kiara. We love featuring your drawings, and Mama will show you your drawing proudly displayed on our Instagram and Facebook pages later today. If your child enjoys drawing scenes from the stories they hear on Oak Tree Stories, we would love to see their artwork too. You can send it to us through the art submission form on our website. We will share their art on our social media pages and give them a special shout out on a future episode. We now offer personalized commission stories written especially for your child. They might be about bravery, about friendship, about a big change in their life, or simply about a small moment you want to remember. Each one is written slowly and thoughtfully, shaped around the child it's meant for. If you'd like to know more, you can find all the details on our website at www.oaktreebooks.in/Oak Tree Stories. And now, today's story. The story you're about to hear comes from the state of Gujarat in Western India. It's a story about a very talkative parrot, a mango tree full of fruit, and what happens when a parrot goes out into the world determined to make something out of himself. Today's story is called The Parrot Who Went to Make Money. Find a comfortable spot, settle in, and let's begin. On the outskirts of a small village in Gujarat stood a tall old tamarind tree. In the hollow of its trunk lived a family of parrots. Now among them was one young parrot who loved only one thing: talking. He talked when the sun rose. He talked when the wind blew. He talked while eating. He talked while preening. He even talked in his sleep. Ma, did you see that cloud? Ma, why do mangoes grow only in summer? Ma, if I flap one wing, will I fly in circles? Ma, do cows get bored chewing all day? From morning to night, chatter, chatter, chatter. One afternoon, his mother said, "If words could be sold in the market, you would already be the richest person in Gujarat." The young parrot puffed up proudly. "So, you agree I'm talented?" His mother sighed. "Look at Mainabain's son," she said. "He left 2 months ago and he's already sending shiny grains home." The parrot tilted his head. "Have you heard about Peacock G's nephew? He's learning dance in a royal garden." She fluffed her feathers dramatically. "And you? You sit here conducting interviews with the clouds." The young parrot puffed up. "I'm not just talking," he said. "I am expressing." "Express yourself after earning something," his mother replied. "Go, fly, bring something home, at least a handful of millet." The parrot thought for a moment. Then he said very seriously, "If I must go find something, I will find something." And off he flew. He flew far, far beyond the tamarind tree, beyond the village, beyond the dusty fields. After a long while, he found a beautiful lake. The water shimmered, the air was cool, and beside the lake stood a magnificent mango tree heavy with fruit. The parrot stared. Raw mangoes, ripe mangoes, golden mangoes. He forgot all about what he had come to do. He ate, he drank, he swung from branch to branch. By evening, he leaned back against a mango leaf and sighed. "This," he said loudly, "is exactly the sort of place a parrot should live." Days passed happily until one afternoon a cowherd passed by with his cows. Out of habit, the parrot began talking. "Brother cowherd, where are you headed?" the parrot called. "To the village beyond the hill," the man replied. The parrot leaned forward eagerly. "Is it the one with a big tamarind tree near the well?" he asked, "with many parrots living in it?" The cowherd nodded. "That's my village," said the parrot. The parrot sat up straight. "Could you please carry a message to my mother?" The cowherd adjusted his stick and laughed. "I cannot go to your house. I must watch my cows." The parrot drooped. "Oh," he sighed sadly. The cowherd scratched his head. "You talk nicely though," he said. "Here, keep one cow. At least you'll have company." The parrot blinked. "A cow?" The cowherd tied a white cow to the tree and left. The parrot stared at the animal tied to the tree. "Oh," he whispered slowly. "So this is what mother meant." 2 days later, a buffalo herder passed by. The parrot repeated the same request, louder this time. But the herder too refused to deliver the message. But amused, he said, "You poor fellow, take a buffalo. It will look grand under your tree." So then there was a buffalo. Then a shepherd passed. Then a horseman. Each time the parrot made the same request. Each time the messenger refused. Each time someone left behind an animal. A goat, a sheep, a horse, a camel, and finally, one very confused elephant. The mango tree was no longer peaceful. The cow chewed the mango leaves. The buffalo waded straight into the lake and refused to come out. The goats climbed onto the lowest branches and began nibbling everything within reach. The horse stomped impatiently. The camel grumbled loudly about the damp air. And the elephant scratched its enormous back against the mango tree. The whole tree shook. Several mangoes fell. The cow immediately ate them. Soon the peaceful lake was not peaceful at all. The grass was trampled. The water turned muddy. The branches shook all day long. The other birds quietly moved to different trees. The parrot sat on a high branch and watched the growing commotion below. He looked at the cow. He looked at the buffalo. He looked at the elephant. "This," he said slowly, "has become a lot." Just then the elephant sneezed. The buffalo splashed. The goats bleated. The camel groaned. The parrot closed his eyes. Then he sighed. "Mother only asked me to bring something home," he muttered. "She did not say anything about running a zoo." The next morning, he flew to the nearby city. With much talking, because that was still his greatest skill, he sold the cow. then the buffalo, then the horse, then the camel, then the goat and the sheep, even the elephant. By sunset, he had more silver coins than he could carry comfortably. He bought small gold trinkets, a shiny beak ring, an anklet for each claw, and jingling proudly, he flew home. It was late, and so when he reached his grandmother's banyan tree, he stopped. He knocked. No answer. He knocked again. Inside, grandmother muttered, "No one from our family makes this much noise." The poor parrot slept by the door. In the morning, she opened the door and gasped, "Arre, look at you. You look and sound like a jewelry shop." They flew together to the tamarind tree. His mother stared. "What is all this?" she asked. The parrot bowed dramatically. "I went out into the world," he said. "And what did you learn?" his mother asked carefully. The parrot grinned. "If you talk confidently enough, someone will always listen." His mother shook her head, though she was smiling. "And next time," she said, "try coming home without jingling like a traveling jewelry shop." The parrot laughed, and from that day on, he still talked. But now and then, between his stories, you could hear the soft sound of silver coins clinking in his nest. And that was The Parrot Who Went to Make Money. A story about a very talkative parrot, a mango tree full of fruit, and a journey that became much bigger than he expected. Not bad for a parrot who started talking and somehow ended up with an elephant. If your child has drawn a picture inspired by one of our stories, we would love to see it. You can send it to us through the art submission form on our website at www.oaktreebooks.in/oaktreestories. And if you enjoy listening to Oak Tree Stories, you can support the podcast through a small contribution on our website. Every bit of support helps us keep telling stories slowly and thoughtfully. Grown-ups, you can follow us on Instagram and Facebook at Oak Tree Stories, where we share listener artwork, updates, and glimpses from behind the scenes. Until next time, keep listening, keep imagining, and keep telling stories.